What's up, boys? We're back. This is a big one. This is the start of building the truck behind me. So, of course, y'all have seen the tan cat eye. We've got the Zona 4x4 long travel kit up front, 14 bolt rear. Here is the motor, the 4.8 out of the blue truck. I opened it up. It looks beautiful in there. It's gonna be a while before I can start building the motor. What I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna take this pan off, change the filter, clean it, clean the inside, put it back together. I have to take out the entire fuel system from the blue truck, put it in this truck. That means the tank, the evap canisters, the fuel lines, everything. The problem is I can't set the rear end until I have the motor and transmission in there, because you have to set the same angle that the transmission sets that the rear end sets at. Once I do that, I'll measure for my drive shaft, get a custom drive shaft made. We'll put the bed on and start on my bed cage. All right, the pan is off. I don't really know what I'm looking at. This is what I'm replacing. I don't know if this is normal or not, but we will see. But so far, what we've done in the last couple days, I have removed the fuel lines, fuel tank, evap system from the blue truck right here. And now we are trying to put it all onto the tan truck. So in 2003 to 2004, when they made that change, they changed everything with the fuel system. So we're gonna use the fuel system from the blue truck. I have spliced in new connectors from the blue truck. And so now we're dealing with this. This right here is the old setup from the tan truck. That is what I need. So this bracket right here welds to this tube. Well, this truck's going to the scrapyard as soon as I get these leaves off. So I'm going to cut this tube, and then I will cut the bracket loose of it. This is the big honkin' evap system off the blue truck, the blue truck's fuel tank. I had to swap this connector, and I had to extend this connector. So this is where the new setup will go, is right here. And it'll mount like this with one bolt. So I've got to chop that off, do that. We have got the interior. I've got some lighting issues going on in the shop right now, but we've got 90% of the interior done. I swapped over my ignition so I can use my blue truck's keys. I've got to put this back together, and I have to figure out how to wire up this transmission gauge. What else? The motor. Oh my gosh, y'all don't even know about this. So this will be, I don't know if this will be before or after this part in the video. Motor, valve covers painted, heads are clean, motor's clean. Bottom end is clean. Cam, springs, push rods, lifters, all the head gaskets, the front gaskets, everything is on its way right now, along with the wheels. I'm gonna have to wait before I show you all those. All right, so I've just finished up, got the lights out. This is now a 2003 Z71 with a 2004 base model fuel tank, evap system, and fuel lines. Everyone else are just packing up, moving out, saying it could do without a Billy. Bullets able running up on the mountain. So I'm tearing this and everything else between me and what I wanna do. Some pieces. I'm tearing you and everything else between me and you to memory. I'm stronger now, even after everything that you did. Still. All right, this is what we got going on. We've got the rear end sitting on the anti-wrap springs, or anti-wrap mounts. And of course, it's not perfect. but it is where it's gonna be, roughly. Now, problem is I can't get the jack out, and also, if you look at that fuel tank, God, this rear end is gonna be so close to that. I didn't anticipate that. I know that this rear end is wider. We'll just have to see how things go. So we're gonna build this motor today. By dark. Before I leave this shop, it will be done. But let's check out everything else. So this is the state of the truck right now. You'll probably saw me manhandle this rear end in here. I've kind of got it lined up halfway where it's supposed to be. Here is one of the front wheels. Looking pretty sick. Look at that, just awesome. Of course, speed lock. That's the 6 lug. Those are the other 37s. Those are the other wheels. Transmission, bedsides, the fenders. I've got one like almost done. I'm doing the forged carbon, but here's our front. I had to cut off the brake caliper brackets because the idiot who I bought the truck from did them wrong. Kryptonite hubs, ABS sensor delete. So I'm gonna pull the heads off this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and put the springs back down on this, and then I'm gonna show y'all how to, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one and get familiar with it, and then I will show y'all how I do it on this one. All right, boys. Now, I don't know how well y'all can hear me. There's a fan going on in the background. Now I'm gonna show you how I remove valve springs and the retainers. So this is how I remove springs and retainers. I do not recommend that you do what I do, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. If you do it this way, you do it at your own risk. So, self-tapping bit over the keepers, big old socket over the hat, and then pop it off, your retainers, and keep your hat, take your spring, throw it in the trash. Complicated. Take you a pair of channel locks, grab it from the side, not to hit your valve, slip it off, throw it in the trash. Next, same thing. Take your hats, seals, whatever, press them down on there. So, I take a socket, press down on that sucker. Of course, you don't want to hit the rubber and tear it. You just kind of want to help seat it. Okay, we got some 600 lift beehive springs, or whatever you want to call them. The skinny part goes up. Okay, line up your holes down there. Bolt this thing to the head. Do not use an impact or a drill. Just fucking have some patience, you know. You start on this sucker, you're gonna crack your head, you're gonna strip a thread or do something like that. So just use a wrench. All it has to be is snugged up. You don't have to get them tight. I mean tight, but not like fucking, you don't need to torque this thing down to 18 foot-pounds or some shit. Just like snug is fine. You're just using it to hold place. Now a lot of people, they will perfectly line up this little part. I don't do that because I'm lazy and I like to fight it and cuss and cause problems for myself. So then you take this once it's lined up. I just go all the way down. So you take a rubber mallet from the bottom, knock those valves. It's good that they slap metal on metal like that. That means you'll have a really, really healthy motor. Don't do that. Take your retainers. You can put them in there any way you want. It doesn't matter. Just make sure they're not like hanging up on each other, that you have a gap all the way around them. that like they're not touching each other a lot. I mean, they can touch a little bit, I think. I don't know. So just set them in there. Back this thing off. Make sure they're not touching. Okay, so now I have a big issue. This closest one to y'all did not go down. I mean, it did not come back up. It has some weird pressure on it. Let's pop it loose. Make sure they're not touching. Okay, and it's done. Don't do what I do, okay? That, you probably shouldn't take a mallet to it and hitting it, but it's the easiest way I found to get them to seat if it's not popping all the way back up. It could be this cheap tool that doesn't line up correctly or what, but who knows. Anyways, we're gonna do time lapse. Alright, so now we're gonna remove this. I bought this little tool online. We're gonna try. Okay, so this is on. You stick a rod down in the hole, put the arms around the edges. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but we will see. Oh shit, it's actually pulling it off. Boom, there it is. I guess these are the cam, I don't know. So, then we'll take our Permatex Ultra Slip. Put some right there. We want to lube this baby up. I mean, don't be shy. Slowly.
Second, I put you first. It made the situation worse. Cause you wanna take advantage and control of the things that I manage to keep under control. Like my happiness, my family, and all of my music, my music, my music, my music, yeah. You had it all. You chose to abuse it, abuse it, abuse it, abuse it. So I'm tearing this and everything that's between me and what I wanna do to pieces. I'm tearing you. Between me and you to memory. I'm so good now, even after everything that you did. Still alive and kicking. Better now, I'm awake now, I can see everything in front of me. I'm so good now, even after everything that you did. Still alive and kicking. Better now, I'm awake now, I can see everything.
What's up, boys? Been a couple days. About to work on this. I'm gonna show y'all. Got the motor bolted in. I'm waiting on the valley cover. Put that on tomorrow, intake. Then I'll put the water pump, power steering. I've got to work on some wiring here. Got to swap over some connectors, repair some things. But today we are going to work on this brake caliper bracket. So as you can see, I drew me a line here. We will take this and line it up wherever it goes, and boom, and weld this sucker up. All right, I got the other side done. I'm gonna show you all this one. So, got it here, X'd out. It's supposed to be 1.25 inches away from the face. You know, it'll sit right there. Now, if you look here, I'm gonna match this face to the face of my hub. That way my brake pads don't deteriorate unevenly. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this up here, throw a tack on it, put this on here, make sure I get 89.5. Alright, so 89.4, 89.5. So I've got it tacked up there, 89.5. So, I mean, this should be perfectly on the same path as this. Well, I am no professional, but it looks good enough for me.
This ain't the end of me, all the things that I could be. This is the end of you, after all that we've been through. This ain't the end of me, all the things that I could be. This is...
Alright, so y'all just saw me carry these over. These are briefcase weights, about 108 pounds apiece. Got them sitting on the back of the frame. Leafs. Got jack stands underneath them. What I'm trying to do, see the front's jacked up. I'm trying to get this thing at ride height. I want the springs to compress to about where they would be at ride height. Then I got to take this axle loose right here, and I've got to measure from side to side and front to back. Make sure this rear end is completely square. Not only that, but I have to match the angle of the pinion right there up to the back of the transmission. So I'm gonna work on that this week. Right now I'm just trying to get everything set up to where I can come in after work, break this stuff loose, do some adjustments, whatever, and hopefully by this weekend I can get it welded up, get the bed put back on it, and start measuring for my bypasses for the rear. Right here. I can weld some shock tabs onto the rear end, which they will go right here. And then we'll build a bed cage. So once we get the bed cage built, we can put the rotors, brakes, wheels on. I can put the tail lights on. I can measure for the drive shaft, get the custom drive shaft made. I've got front coilovers on the way. I need to order a radiator fan, a neutral safety switch, and a couple little things, and this thing's gonna be ready to rip. What's up, boys? I'm gonna fill y'all in on a little bit of stuff we're doing today for this week. I already have a previous clip, but I'm gonna go through, kind of show you. Checked it yet? So we're a little off there, right? So 86.5. We would have to go up a little bit to reach 84. Now, if you go down here to your tail housing, at least from what I am sure of, what I've been told, is I need to match the downhill with that uphill. So I've got 84 here. Now if you look, the bottom of my tail shaft isn't very smooth, so I'm not sure if this is going to read accurately. I could try on the top, but whenever I go here, I had it earlier. It was reading off like 4.5, something like that. But anyways, so I'm unsure if I just need to go ahead and use this, since this is the actual shaft part. Now which that is 83.7. If I rotate it perfectly 90 degrees, kind of get it centered, it's about 84. If I can do that at 84 incline, 84 decline. Now that should make sure that my drive shaft at ride height points straight down. Now this is not an issue. You see, this truck was a two-piece drive shaft. It's not an issue with two-piece drive shafts, but a one-piece drive shaft, you have to make sure that everything is perfect. If you look at my leaves, they're pretty straight. so far. I think I have to shift the rear end over like literally a fucking eighth of an inch. Now with doing this rear end does not belong in this truck. It is not correct for it. It is for a Chevy of the same year, but it's for a 2500. So this is where I'm having to fabricate everything new, and the fact that I want to use anti-wrap plates so my leaf springs don't wrap under pressure, load, torque, etc. Now let's say hypothetically my rear end is shifted over a 16th or an 8th. Yes, hypothetically you can take a 16th inch or 8th inch spacer and put it on the other side to counteract it, because the only thing that's really touching is your wheels. Now I don't want to have to do that. Of course, with me touching this thing, it's not going to be 100% factory. You don't retain any of the factory plates or anything, the mounting plates. So it's all just custom all in my head. I think I'm gonna go from the bolts of the rear end to the shaft of the transmission. I think that is a safer bet. Now that being said, my motor, everything is done on the motor. The transmission, the cross members are not tight yet. I'm sure it'll raise it a little bit when I tighten it or pull it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those up, check my angles, and then I guess try and get this thing squared up along with the angle.